Hello! I'm going to run through some of my favourites from January. For the sponsors of this video, you all know I'm obsessed with my water bottle. But I have a new flavour alert. So my new favourite flavour is the pine berry passion fruit. It's called Sky. Oh my god, it's so good. It tastes so good. Now, I use 2 cubes in this size bottle. I hate drinking plain water. I know it's really childish, but I need to keep hydrated because I'm still breastfeeding, and your body literally shuts down if you don't drink enough water and you're breastfeeding because your baby's sucking the life out of you. So I need to drink so much, especially during the night as well, because if she's teething or whatever, she's up every hour breastfeeding, and then in turn I get dehydrated. So I need to drink more. I just got my new swing lid as well. Very handy. And I have my matching green thermos as well. I have one of these in pink too. When I've been going on walks, because we do spend a lot of time, I try to get 10k steps in every single day, and that's for the benefit of me and for my baby. So I will fill one of these babies with tea, put it into the cup holder, into the buggy, and then go on our merry way. And I was such a dilute merchant when I was a baby, or not a baby, but when I was a child. What's great about water drop cubes is it's sugar free, and also there's nutrients and vitamins in it, so it's actually good stuff that you're drinking, so you don't feel too bad, and you know your teeth aren't going to fall out. Oh my god, it's so good. Okay, it says vitamin C, B1 and B3, and it's non-GMO, vegan and gluten-free. It's fucking serious. If you want to take things to the next level, because obviously I'm trying to not drink fizzy drinks as well. So bad for your teeth. And I've gotten real obsessed with my dental hygiene at the moment. I'm getting a water flosser. I have an electric toothbrush with a oscillating head. To take things to the next level, if you get a glass of fizzy water and pop one of these bad boys in, it is like you're drinking a fizzy drink with none of the bad stuff. I'm obsessed. Thanks. I'm going to run through a review of the books I read. I have started 2 different book clubs if you're interested. Number 1 is we're just reading books by female authors, and then my other one is like motherhood, feminism, parenting and child psychology. It's like an eclectic mix of both. I don't really know what the exact genre of it is. I'm presuming from the perspective of a mother or parent, something that you'd want to read. That's how I'm choosing or basing the book choices off of. But anyway, so the first book club, all books by female authors, we started out with Talking at Night by Claire Daverly. The reason I picked this is, well, loads of people were raving about it on TikTok, and I shouldn't have based my opinion off of that, but I just was going by something that I thought that a lot of people would like, if you know what I mean. I didn't love this, but I did finish it and I couldn't put it down. The only way I can describe this is like, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you finish the food, but you're like, I didn't even like that, I was only eating it because I'm hungry. That is how I would describe reading, or the reading experience of this book. I could not put it down because the story was interesting, but it was very much like Och Gotubban vibes. It felt a bit immature or something, like someone like a teenager had written the story, because there was no real character development. The characters were real one-dimensional. I didn't feel connected to them or resonate with them at all because she didn't really go deeper than surface level. It felt as if the author was trying to give a shock factor to keep it interesting rather than developing the story more or developing the characters more. But I would say, don't knock it till you try it. I do think that this book is a really good introduction to reading because it did feel like a young adult romance novel, but I gave it 3 stars just because it was at certain points written beautifully, and there were elements of the book as well that were really, really romantic, and I would have been way more enthralled in the story if the author focused more on that rather than like chopping and changing. The majority rating in the book club was 3 stars as well. So, and there's like over 2,000 people. So going by that, I would say it's a 3 stars. And then I read, but I left it at my mom's, Soldier Sailor. This is from my mom book club. I read Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy. Oh my God. I give this 4 stars. So that book, Soldier Sailor, it follows, I don't know if it was a memoir or what the story was, because the first chapter was really traumatizing, and I was thinking there's no way this actually happened in real life. I struggled really badly mentally in the first few months to postpartum, mostly because the transition was such a shock to me. I had no one really, really close to me to relate to or talk to about it, if you know what I mean. So it was hard for me to gauge what parenthood was actually going to be like. And another huge part of the book was the disparity of domestic labor between men and women and why it is detrimental to a relationship. It's something I could talk about forever, but also I find it so boring. Like when I go into a relationship, I do not want to be nagging. Like most people don't want to be nagging, and I don't want to be arguing about housework. I just think it's so mundane and just a snooze fest. I don't want to be arguing about that. It feels like such a waste of my time, and it makes me feel really weak for some reason. So reading this book, because me and my partner aren't together, so it's not something that we ever have to discuss or argue about anymore, but we do have that connection there with our daughter. So it's like a strange relationship. We're close and love each other, but not in a romantic way, and not living together. So that's what the huge difference is between my parenting experience now than to what it was and what the author actually wrote about as well. So I think reading it for me was really triggering. I was getting frustrated with the protagonist because I was like, come on, stick up for yourself, even though I know how difficult it can be as well. And I still don't understand why the expectations of men and women are so different when after you have children. I mean, it's just there's no way you can predict what your partner is going to act like after you have a baby until it happens. It's really sad that that's what it boils down to. Like, you do this and I do this. Why are women expected to communicate what needs to be done? Why can't men just know what's meant to be done or take over or use their initiative? I mean, they have these well-paying jobs, they're thriving in their career, but at what cost? It's because they have a wife at home looking after them, doing their laundry and cooking their meals. It's not something they have to think about. Women are taking the mental load off of men at home so that they can focus on work completely. They're at an advantage then. I think there was a study done now. Don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure there was a study done that men who have wives at home are more likely to succeed in their careers rather than men who don't have anyone at home or are single. If a man dies, the wife can live for many, many years after, whereas when their wife dies, a man will die in quick succession of their female counterparts. And that is largely to do with the fact that women take on so much emotional labour, domestic labour, just everything, looking after everything, thinking of everything, stressing, taking time from work. It's just the expectation that falls upon women. You're the mom, so obviously you have to take time off work now. You have a sick relative, you have sick parents, and it's always the oldest sister or the oldest daughter that is expected to take off time from work to look after their family members. And this then has a huge knock-on effect to every other element of your life. Whereas men are out playing golf on the weekends. And I know that's a huge generalization, but it is very, very common to the point where we are allowed to speak about it. So I think, reading Soldier Sailor I was infuriated, but also I had a few laughs and it made me feel less crazy. I also forgot, I blacked it out of my system how crazy I felt in the first few months postpartum. So it was nice bringing it back, throwback, feeling nostalgic. Not to make people scared or anything now, because I love being a parent now. It was so bad then. It's so good now that I'm able to forget what it was like back then. I really, really love it so much. I'm having so much fun every single day. So I'm really lucky that I got to this point and I came out the other side of it. And my body feels back to normal. Mental health feels back to normal, sort of. I just need a little bit more sleep, if you know what I mean. But then I'll be fine. And then the next book choice for my book club, the female authors one, is Good Material by Dolly Alderton. Girls, I'm literally laughing my little ass off. I think I'm about 50 pages in. I just started this morning. I'm obsessed with it. I know I'm going to love it. So I'm glad I picked this for the next choice in book club. If you want to join, I'll leave a link down below. And then for beauty products, I don't know what this is called. Clarane dry shampoo, ultra gentle with oat and ceramide. It's really nice. It's eco-friendly, I'm pretty sure. Then for a supplement, I think I have mentioned this before, but I cannot get over how good it is. This is why my skin is so clear, why my hair is so long, why I feel so healthy and good all the time, is literally the Viridian Women 40 Plus multi-capsules with pomegranate and green coffee bean. It has magnesium in it, B12 and iron and calcium, which is what I look for in a multivitamin if I'm going to have one, because I don't have dairy. Vitamin C, magnesium, C green, kelp, vitamin B5, beta carotene, calcium, vitamin E, vitamin B6, vitamin B1, alpha lipoic acid, vitamin B2, vitamin B3, zinc, horsetail, iron, choline, selenium, and it's vegan. Then for a makeup remover, I actually love by Beauty Bay. So Beauty Bay does their own range of things, and this is the cleansing balm I've used. It's similar to the Clinique Take the Day Off balm, but when I use Clinique Take the Day Off balm, it kind of does leave a film of balm still. It's like it kind of clogs your pores. Like you really have to scrub your face afterwards to get the product all off. And I found that I was breaking out I feel like that's so American to say. I was breaking out. No, I was getting a few spots around my chin area anytime I used the Clinique Take the Day Off balm. Even though I used this before, but I thought I would be fancy and try the Clinique one. But when the Clinique one ran out and I finished it, I just went back to buying this. It's a fraction of the price. It's so much better. It takes your makeup off way easier. You have to use less product. It's really good. It's the chamomile and oat lipid cleansing balm, and I think it's about a tenner. It's brilliant. And then for some makeup stuff, this Elf Stay All Day Blue Light Micro Setting Mist is such a good setting spray. I was only kind of using it the odd time. I would forget most of the time, but I used it when I was doing, say for example, my podcast shows, and because of the lights and the sweat and everything else going on, usually my makeup slides all over the place. But when I was using this, my makeup was actually staying all day. It did what it said on the tin, so it's only a tenner or something. Now, I only bought this the other day, but I wanted a new fancy foundation because I ran out of I usually use this Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1. This is where I was recommended by Tati. Remember Tati on YouTube? Years ago, and it has always been my favourite foundation. I usually have to order it online, though it is hard to find. And I don't think Milani I don't know if there are any Milani stands in Ireland. I wanted a new foundation because I wore tan. I know. I wore tan for the podcast shows in Galway. I thought, you know what? I want to look good. Didn't shave my legs though or anything, but I did put tan on. So then my Milani foundation was too light. So I was like, I'll get a new foundation, treat myself. So I went in, I got 6 Neutral. My friend Courtney works at the counter. And Charlie Tilbury, she said this is the one she uses when she wears tan. Anyway, it's a perfect shade. So high coverage. Like, you don't need to use a lot at all. Perfect combo. The Elf setting spray and the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. But this is a great alternative if you're looking for a cheaper option. My Milani Conceal and Perfect has never let me down. And then obviously I talked about this loads of times before. It's literally my favourite. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it. I literally have an emotional connection to this serum. But the Sculpted by Amy Hydro Hydrating Serum, the Sculpted by Amy Cloud Cream, they sent me this mini one, so I brought it with me for the podcast shows. So I put on this first, then the Hydro Glow Serum, and then my foundation. It was such a good combo. I literally was glowing out my arse. Oh my god, it's so nice. And it also smells really nice. And I don't have her with me right now because I left my suitcase at B's daddy's house because I borrowed his car when I went down to Galway. Yeah, sorry, the Cloud Cream, it smells so nice. It really, really smells nice. All their skincare products are made in Korea, and I really love Korean skincare. Another product by the Beauty Bay range, so it's by Beauty Bay, is the hair oil. It's vegan and cruelty free, nourish and fibre repair, and it has hyaluronic acid and castor oil. But the shampoo I use, it's actually really embarrassing. I was trying out this new fancy shampoo and it just wasn't. It was making my hair be so flat, and I have a natural kind of wave to my hair, which I like, because it's kind of, when it's not and I don't style it with the hot tool, it just looks bad if I don't have a natural wave, if you know what I mean. It just looks a bit boring. So I was using this shampoo and I was making my hair look so flat and shit, and I was like, fuck's sake. So the only other shampoo in my main bathroom, I wanted to try something else, was my little sister's lice repellent shampoo, because obviously she's in primary school, and like, girls, I'm traumatized from having nits. I have 2 sisters, obviously, so anytime we'd have nits as kids, one person would get rid of it and then the other person would like get it back again, and then it would bounce off all of us. It was such a fucking nightmare. But anyway, I started using the lice repellent shampoo. It's giving volume, it's giving natural wave, it's giving health and shine, it's giving lice repellent. Like, it is the perfect shampoo I have ever used. So I'm going to stock up on that now, but I'm going to have to order it online because obviously it's a bit embarrassing going into somewhere and being like, do you have lice repellent shampoo? No shame, obviously, because everyone gets it. You can't help it sometimes. And also, yeah, I love my Sculpted by Amy makeup bags as well, because you can see where everything is. It's like the perfect shape. Okay, I now have an hour to get ready for my podcast show. I thought I was a genius. I was like, I'm timing her nap perfectly so that I could get ready, get my bags packed, get everything organised before I have to go. And then she just refused to go to sleep. And the big problem is, it's not actually a problem getting ready with her in the room. Like, she's grand, she can obviously entertain herself. Hey. But she is scared of the noise that this makes, the hair tool, and I only ever use it if I have like a podcast show or an event to go to. So I was hoping to just do this while she wasn't in the room. I'll probably have to... I mean, the way I got her to... Because she used to be scared of the sound of the Hoover as well. And the way I stopped her from being scared was I'd turn it into a game. So before, anytime I turned the Hoover on, I'd go, ready, steady, go! So she was prepared that it was going to happen. I think she's more scared of the fright that it gives her rather than the actual noise of it. But they are scary. I'm still scared of the flush in the airplane toilet, so I can't really blame her. So I'm going to see how this goes. I'm addicted to clementines at the moment. Time to make myself relax. Are you eating a tampon? Do you have a tampon in your mouth? Can I have that, please? Can I have that, please? No. Okay, I'm gonna have to take it off you. I'm sorry, I know you love eating them. Thanks, love. Yummy. Yeah, I've just been having beef with myself at the moment. You know when you just can't stop talking shit to yourself and talking about yourself. And I've never done one of these shows on my own. Now, obviously I have my sisters doing it with me, so that's not too bad. I don't have much time to think about it anyway, which is good. I think the fact that I'm distracted, like I went to a toddler play date this morning, which was good to keep my mind off it, rather than wallowing and working myself up into a fit of despair. But I've been just distracting myself before the show to try calm the nerves instead of just thinking about it too much. And I'm so excited for my musical poetry night, the fundraiser that I'm doing. I think it'll be a really good night, and I'm excited to read some poems. I wanted to write something new for it, but I haven't been writing at all really, just because writing's more of a hobby and all my spare time is like put into trying to work.
Actually should be on the start one. Yes.
Kiss.
Who's Cece? What's my name?
I have some ripe bananas, so it's banana muffin time. This is like the guaranteed thing that I always know that she is going to eat, and it's nutritious, if you know what I mean. Big snacker, she loves eating in the car, she loves eating in the buggy. This is like my gold star parenting. And then I put chia seeds in them as well, high in omega-3s, high in healthy fats. So first up, I'm gonna make the buttermilk, and because this is a dairy-free recipe, not because my daughter is dairy-free, she's actually not allergic to anything. Normal allergens like nuts, eggs, dairy, gluten. She doesn't seem to have had a negative reaction to anything, which is great, but it's just because I don't buy dairy, so I buy her now normal baby yogurts. I try to make sure she has a more well-rounded diet than I do, but I'm deathly allergic to dairy and sometimes I eat these, so I like to make them dairy-free. So to make buttermilk, it says 125 mils, so I'm going to do 125 mils of... I'm using this vanilla Oddly Good just because it tastes nicer, and for baking it's really nice. I'm going to use a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then you leave that to the side. Oop. How's everyone getting on? I feel so positive recently, and I didn't get the winter sads whatsoever. I think maybe because I was busy the whole time and I made sure to fill up my time. Now, I had a few sad days, of course, that's expected, like I'm a normal person, but they're usually self-inflicted where I was feeling lazy and I didn't want to leave the house, but I think having a baby or having a toddler has really encouraged me to do all the things that I know are going to have a positive impact on me. Like, for example, getting outside, going for a walk every day. You're obviously going to do that if you have a child because you know it's going to benefit them. Where if you're just doing it for yourself, I think sometimes it's hard to motivate myself. Maybe that's not relatable for everyone, but I find it difficult to look after myself when it's just going to be benefiting me alone. But she's such a great little motivator where everything that I do for her is also having a positive impact on me as well. And she's just, I love this phase of toddlerhood as well. She's so funny. We can have like conversations. She's so cuddly. I just really, really love it. And I feel like a proper, parent now as well. Like at the start when you're a baby, I still had those moments where I was looking at her going, what am I doing here? Whereas now I feel like I'm finding my groove. Now obviously I'm still learning a lot. I wouldn't say I'm perfect by any means whatsoever. And I make mistakes all the time. And each time you make a mistake, you learn from it as well. And the shows were all so good the last 3 times. Because there's so much work that goes in behind the scenes. And I've always organised them all on my own. The anticipation of the shows wipes me out. So then by the time they actually come, like the day of them, I'm fucking exhausted and I don't enjoy myself, if you know what I mean. Whereas the past 3 shows I did with my sisters were so good. Ellie thought of so many good ideas for the structures of the shows. And obviously because we're sisters, the dynamic is so much more natural. And like they're just good at they're just good at talking. So it was really, really fun. But now that I don't have a podcast, I'm like, I have a section. I'm like, I need something else now. I need another project to fill up my time. Because I like having things on the go and to ways for me to express myself. So I'm trying to figure out what my next move is.